a smile so wide, the jukebox swept and my brain just died. I said hello, she said I'm you, and took my name before I knew. She danced so close my pockets went, my driver's license and my rent. She whispered secrets I never said, and signed my checks while I saw red. She stole my heart and also my identity. She forged my soul with perfect clarity. She got my shoes, my car, my friends, my voting rights, and my loose ends. But I still dream of her lips and crying, 'cause being her felt more like mine. She filed my taxes and kissed my mom. She joined my union and dropped the bomb. She said from now on you're number 2, and I nodded 'cause it felt true. I tried to report her, but she answered the phone, and I agreed with her. She stole my heart and all my security. She passed the test at the DMV. Now I watch from across the street as she wears my life so clean and neat. And I still swoon when she signs my name, 'cause loving her is my favorite shame. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. She's got my soul. She looks so good on every roll. She stole my heart. And that was just the start.
I walked into school with a real sharp coat, crimson sleeves and a silver throat, had a collar that popped like a cherry bomb. Now folks look at me like I set off a bomb. The crossing guard said the shade's too loud. The milkman stared like I drew a crowd. Old Mrs. Dobbins dropped her jam, said that boy's a sleeper cell, I just know I am. I bought it in red, but I'm not a red. It matched my shoes and my cigarette. I like hot rod shakes and apple pie. I don't even know what a Marxist buys, so stop watching my house and painting me dead. I bought it in red, but I'm not a red. My girl's old man won't shake my hand, thinks I'm part of some foreign plan. I just want a jitter and sip a shake. Now they're calling me a national mistake. Drives a Corvega, not a tank, but he hums strange songs at the soda bank. He's in the band, he plays guitar, but he's never saluted the flag so far. Tried to swap it for blue instead, but they said too late, that shade's in your head. Now they're asking questions and watching my eyes. When I blink too fast, they analyze. I bought it in red, but I'm not a red. I pledge real loud and I make my bed. I don't read theory, I read hot rod rage, and I pray to swing and the teenage stage. So leave me be, let me shred my threads. I bought it in red, but I'm not a red. He bought it in red. Choo-ba-doo-be-a-toot-be-ba-be-a red. Choo-ba-doo-be-a-toot-be-ba. Check his socks. Choo-ba-doo-be-a. Check his shed. He just wanted to look cool. Now he's dead. I bought it in red, but I ain't no red. Choo-ba-doo-be-a-choo.
said, I'll see you soon with a crooked smile, then walked away for just a little while. That was 19 Mondays back, but I know he's coming down the track. I ain't moved from this velvet chair, not even brushed my wavy hair. I skipped the phone, I skipped the mail, I blinked too loud, he might derail. He'll come back if I just sit still, won't drink the water, won't take a pill. I hold my breath when the kettle sings, he might be calling, I don't miss things. Mama says I ought to eat, the doctor says my pulse is weak, but I just smile and tap my shoe. If I don't move, he can't be through. I've got one slipper and a threadbare bow, and 1,000 thoughts I won't let go. The cat moved out, the fridge went black, but one more minute, he'll be back. He'll come back if I just sit still. No sudden steps, no windowsill. I tore out clocks and burned the chimes. He don't like noise or second time. So I just sit and hum our tune while shadows dance across the room. He's out there lost, just trying to find the girl who wouldn't change her mind. He'll come back if I just sit still. The flowers wilt, but I feel the thrill of silence thick and patience pure. He's late, not gone, I'm almost sure.
I took the wrong turn trying to find your heart, missed the signs and drove us apart. You wanted Rome, I found aloof. I never had a sense for truth. You said love should have direction, but baby, I just guessed. Now you're kissing a man with a compass and a creased map to the west. You left me for a man who can read maps with his neat little lines and his clever little traps. I got lost in your curves, he found all your gaps. Now you're gone like a road that don't loop back. He folds his roots with geometric pride, while I spin circles every time I drive. He's got a plan, he's got a route, I got a glove box full of doubt. You said we can't just wander, can't just pray, but I thought love could lead the way. Turns out north ain't just a vibe, it's something you can read and write. You left me for a man who can read maps with his grid-marked soul and his apps. He measures love by miles and caps, while I got lost trying to make you laugh. I bought a compass. I tried real hard, but it just spun like my heart. You left me for a man who can read
followed feelings and roadside naps. I'll keep driving through your memories' gaps, hoping someday you'll miss my detours and mishaps.
I saved up all my nickels, put 'em in a jar so wide, with dreams of stars and silver dust and love I couldn't hide. I found a man in Reno, said, boy, I've got a plan. You send me $50 and I'll sell you all the land. I bought the moon, but they won't let me land. Build a rocket out of wishbones and a garbage can. I sent my girl a postcard from the upper stratosphere, but now they say my parking pass ain't valid here. I bought the moon, but they won't let me land. I brought a flagon picnic ham, some boots and extra socks. I practiced all my moonwalk steps outside the butcher's shop. But every time I get there, the guards all wave me back. They say, kid, that ain't your crater. Well, I say that's my shack. I bought the moon, but they won't let me land. I even brought my lady friend a marching band. I carved her name in craters, brought her lunar wedding shoes, but they tossed me off the shuttle with a note that simply said, shoo. I bought the moon, but they won't let me land. Oh, it's cold and it's far, but I dreamed us a home with meteor lights and a table of chrome. But dreams can be sold and dreams can be banned. I bought the moon, but I can't even stand on the moon that I bought with my bare hand, with a promise and a postage stamp from Dixieland. If you see my baby floating by, just hold her close and tight. Tell her I'll be on the next one if the paperwork's done right. I bought the moon, but they won't let me land.
I walked down Main with a nickel in hand, Thought I'd feel like a brand new man, but the sign on the door near split my gut. It said, shave and a haircut, 2 bits, ya mutt. 2 bits too much. I said with a sigh, guess I'll keep the beard and let the dandruff fly. I'd trim my ears if I had the cash, but I'll just part it different and hope I pass. I asked old Joe if he'd take trade. I had a button, some beans, and a razor blade. He said, son, I can't run my comb on faith, so I tipped my hat and shaved with hate. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits too much. Can't afford a comb, so I sweep with a brush. My mustache curls like a frightened worm, and my sideburns look like a winter fern. I used to be sharp, I used to be slick. Now I'm looking like a scarecrow stick. But times are tough and jobs are few, so I'll wear this beard like it's World War II. 2 bits too much, I said with pride. Can't trim the truth, can't shave the tide. If style costs more than a man can hold, then let my mop be brave and bold. So if you see me looking rough, with a neck that's hairy and the cheeks all scuffed, just tip your cap and give me space. I'm cutting back, not cutting face. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits too much. I'd clean up nice if I had the touch, but I'll wait till prices fall like rain and let my sideburns ride the train.
Nickel and a frown, ordered up the daily special just to chase the worry down. She brought a bowl of mystery meat and gave me quite a scoop. And wouldn't you believe it, there's a ticket in my soup. I said, Flo, what gives? She said, honey, not a clue. But if it's got a number, maybe fate is calling you. I held it in my fingers like a message from the stars. It said, one way only, leave behind your scars. There's a ticket in my soup and it's floating on a beam. It ain't for no train I've ever seen. The broth is warm, the message cold. Depart at once in print so bold. There's a ticket in my soup and now the gravy's turned green. Next day I tried the chili, same thing, different note. It said don't trust anyone who whistles from a boat. The meatloaf hummed a lullaby, the gravy coughed in cold, and all the mashed potatoes spelled it's time to hit the road. There's a ticket in my soup and my spoon begins to shake. My waitress winked and said it's no mistake. Now every bite's a telegram, each slurp's a curse exam. There's a ticket in my soup and the ceiling just said wait. I tried to run, I tried to hide, but the stew kept whispering, step outside. The jukebox laughed, my chair took flight. I paid my bill and said goodnight. Now I ride the rails with soup in hand, each bowl a map to stranger lands. And every time the broth gets thick, another ticket, another trick. There's a ticket in my soup, I think I missed the plan. Scooby-Doo-bop-bop, slurp-ski-doo, bada-zap with a noodle or two. Zing, zing, zoodle and a ha-cha-cha, found a passport hiding in my jambalaya. Shoo-wop-bop, I'm off the grid, the spoon just winked and closed the lid. Zoe, wow, my chowder spoke, I'm living off tickets and inside jokes. Doot, slurp, zap, goodbye, Flo.
Well, the band was hot and the lights were low, and the trumpet said what I needed to know. A tap on the shoulder, a wink and a bet, then she whispered, darling, pass the jazz cigarette. It smelled like swing and Saturday sin, a little bit of trouble wrapped up in tin. The drummer grinned, the room got wet with that sweet perfume from a jazz cigarette. Now Mama said no and Daddy said never, but Daddy played bass and Mama knew better. The preacher tried to chase the smoke, but he got lost when the rhythm broke. My tie came loose and my shoes took flight. We jitterbug straight into the night, with fingers snapping, no regrets, just a couple of fools and a jazz cigarette. So if the world gets heavy, if the news gets mean, just find a cat with a coat of green. Life's a mess, but it's swinging yet, so light me up one more jazz cigarette.
I heard the sirens moaning low, like the wind before the fall. Mama grabbed her Bible, Daddy stared right through the wall. The sky went red, the clocks all froze, the neighbors screamed and swirled, but I sat down with polish. I shined my shoes for the end of the world. I wore my Sunday jacket, though the lining's coming loose. Tied my tie with trembling hands and buckled each worn boot. I said a prayer for mercy, then I smiled at the swirl, 'cause heaven takes a cleaner step when you shine your shoes for the end of the world. Let the angels know I tried, let St. Peter see me proud. If the gates swing open wide, I wanna hear my footsteps loud. Now there's fire on the skyline, and the air is thick with dust, but I've got spit-shine leather and a little bit of trust. When the big bell rings and the flags unfurl,
I'll be waiting at the edge with my best black shoes for the end of the world. Let the angels know I tried. Let St. Peter see me proud. If the gates swing open wide, I wanna hear my footsteps loud. Now there's fire on the skyline, and the air is thick with dust. But I've got spit-shine leather and a little bit of trust. When the big bell rings and the flags unfurl, I'll be waiting at the edge with my best black shoes for the end of the world.
Road knock, big and strong, swinging his axe and righting wrongs, smashing monsters, breaking chains. Grognak's coming through the flames. Grown knock, big and strong, swinging his axe and righting wrongs, smashing monsters, breaking chains. Grognak's coming through the flames. Grognak the barbarian, Saturday mornings on GNN. Grognak the barbarian, Saturday mornings on GNN. Grognak, big and strong, swinging his axe and right. Down on your luck, come to West Tech, earn a buck.
We've got clipboard labs and comfy chairs. You won't feel a thing.
Well, who cares?
Need a job that's sorta neat. We'll scan your brain and juice your feet. Down on your luck, come to West Tech, earn a buck. We'll pay you well to glow or duck. West Tech, where science meets you.
That are howling in your room.
No puppies, no crushes, no birthdays in June. I want ghost trains playing jazz on the dark side of the moon. You got trauma in a trench coat, spill it with style. Let your shadow do the jitterbug and grin a little while.
Penny for your thoughts, but only the scary ones. Confessions from the crypt where the skeleton hums. I'll take your late night panic and your graveyard screams. Just toss them in my tip jar full of fever dreams.
If you've seen the devil flossing or heard the angel's coffin, I'm all ears, my dear. Let's make the weird sincere.
freak. Tell me your teeth fell out last week. School to last strong, curb, ping. The mirror said you're not a real thing. Penny for your thoughts, but only the scary ones. Don't bore me with joy or suburban puns. The monsters in your closet wanna do a dance, so give me nightmares, baby, take a chance. Penny, penny, for your thoughts, but only the scary
Cram in a can, it's the meal of the land. Beef could be pork, you'll see. Heat it up or eat it cold. It's vaguely meat, then it's pure gold. Tastes like dinner, chews like pride. A patriotic patty you can't deny. No one knows what's in that tin, but boy oh boy, it's packed with grin. Cram meat product, it's what's for some kind of meal.
Handy and Annie, they're always in queue. They cook, they clean, they patch up too. With buzzsaw charm and laser grace, they'll keep your home a perfect place. Trust Rocco, they never stray. They're practically people the Rocco way.
The signs are faded, roads have grown. The GPS don't like this zone. Storm chasers vanish in the mist. Hitchers last seen with a swollen wrist. They say the swamp don't take its fill. Just let things rot, but breathe in still. Some crawl out with a different face. Eyes all wrong and time misplaced. The bayou keeps its dead, they say, but sometimes lets them walk your way. Their skin don't warm, their breath don't steam, and every step comes cane, old dream. Tourist here, the sermon moan through cypress bone and dial tone. A preacher's voice with rusted charm, still waving folks into his arms. You'll find no stone, you'll find no grave, just hush where trees lean down to save the ones who went and won't come back, or came to change, to trust the track. The bayou keeps its dead, you see, but lends them out occasionally. They walk like echoes from his throat, still dressed in canes, forgotten code. So stay on, hey, don't stop to rest.
I swear that ashtray moved. It wasn't there a sip ago. It used to sit beside the phone. Now it's lounging by the radio. And that lamp don't play dumb. You blinked at me at 2:30. You're not a light, you're in cahoots with the autumn and that bottle of vermouth. The couch is smiling again with that smug upholstery grin. Knows I've lost the argument with the coat rack and my sins. I saw the curtain twitch, I heard the end table sigh. The shag rug whispered, you're not well, as the bar stool rolled its eye. So I poured a drink for the mirror, said cheers to you, old friend. But it just frowned and raised a brow like it knew how this would end. I swear that ashtray moved. Don't tell me I'm alone. These matchbooks dance, that record weeps, and the chandelier just a moan.
It's all over but the dying, and nobody's left to pray. The light's gone out on the horizon, and the blue has turned to gray. It's all over but the silence that settles in the air. The room is cold and hollow now, like you were never there. I never dreamed it would fall apart, so slow, so still, so bare. But love don't scream, it just steps away and leaves you gasping there. It's all over but the dying, and the stars won't even shine. The bed is made, the clock has stopped, and nothing feels like mine.
toast. Then let's talk safety coast to coast.
You can butter your bread and jam it too. You can toast it gold like the grown-ups do. But if you're curious, pal, about that chrome, just keep your tongue where it calls home.
Don't lick the toaster.
Don't taste the chrome.
Don't treat that slot like a candy dome. It's got a wire spire, springs with teeth,
And it's hungry for tongues and everything beneath. Tommy gave it one little zap. Now his lips light up like a neon trap. Sally thought it looked shiny and sweet. Now she glows in the dark from her head to her feet.
It hums in the dark when no one's near. It dreams of crumbs, it feeds on fear.
It waits in the dark with a silent grin.
Counts your steps and warms its tin. Don't lick the toaster. Don't kiss the coils. It'll tangle your nerves and spoil your spoils. Don't flirt with voltage. Don't court a spark.
It's not a friend, it's a metal shark. So plug with care and toast with pride, but keep that tongue on the outside. Say it proud, say it loud with a grin. Don't lick the toaster, or it wins. This public service announcement brought to you by Radiation King.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. He kissed my cheek and made me scream. He brought me stars and whispered low, then tiptoed off with my billfold dough. Mr. Sandman, I paid the price. He said a nap would sure be nice. Now I'm awake and here's the rub. He took my cash and my coffee club stub. I thought he came with moonbeam charms, but he just came to lift my arms. And now my purse is feeling light. He dream hopped off into the night. Mr. Sandman, you're just a crook. I should have known by the way you look. So dreamy sweet, so sugar sly. You kissed my lips and bled me dry. Mr. Sandman, bring me my change.
You sleeping bandit, you're so deranged.
I won't fall for your lullaby. Next time I nap, I'll sleep with one.
Oh no, it's me again, standing in line with a lopsided grin. I said nice dress and gave a wave, then realized I just turned on the TV screen. I spun around and dropped my purse. She held me up, oh no, it's worse. She said you always tripped in heels and wore my smile like it was real. Oh no, it's me again, sitting on the bus with a fountain pen, jotting a list of who I've been, all of them titled, oh no, it's me again. I ducked inside the corner store. Guess who's buying gum? Me times 4. One had curls, one wore a hat. One just screamed and paid and spat. At choir I sang in the alto line. Peeked over my shoulder, guess who kept time? Me and Pearls, humming too loud, waving like she's mighty proud. Oh no, it's me again, dancing in flats like a whirlwind spin. I said, you twirl nice, she said, you too. Then vanished into my left shoe. My mirror grinned and fixed its hair. I said, you again? She said, don't stare. My diary's full of notes from we, and half my shoes belong to me. Oh no, it's me again, driving a cab with a dimpled chin. I said, take me home. She said, hop in, floored it like a violin. Out there, give her a nod and a little prayer. We're mostly sweet, just let us in, but it's never simple when I walk in. Oh no, it's me again. This time I brought my mandolin. We'll sing all night in 2-part spin, just me, myself, and me again.
I used to sleep so sound at night, till something crawled into the pale moonlight. They ain't got eyes and they ain't got bone, but they talk to me in undertone. Oh, those whispering words, saying things I can't unlearn. From the flower bed to my ear, they tell me truths I shouldn't hear. They told me where the money's hid. They knew just what the preacher did. Said, bury this note, don't tell a soul. Now my garden's growing out of control. Oh, those whispering words, they twist and turn and burn. I asked if I should let her go. They said, you will, and soon she'll know. They sing soft like a lullaby, but make you sweat and wonder why. And when the wind is dead and gone, you'll hear 'em hum beneath your lawn. Oh, those whispering worms, they wriggle where the conscience squirms. They never shout, they never yell, but they sure know how to raise some hell. Just walk away, don't play their game, or you'll never ever sound the same. Oh, those whispering worms, they curl in words and terms. I used to dream, now I just learn from those whispering words.
Cape, look out, boys, on furl, lay their wallets out. Sun on the water, girls in line, sipping on some that taste divine. Rum and Nuka-Cola, dancing till the pola. Bears come home, the band plays low, sipping sweet and moving slow. Waves a humming, the jukebox plays, every swinging sailor sways. With a twist of line, they toast the sky and wink at gals walking by. Rum and Nuka-Cola, mixed on a Pensacola, cools you off and warms you through. Red, white, blue, and 60 proof too. Dresses, cherry lips, half the fellas blowing tips, and every dame from east to west knows Nuka-Cola pairs the best. Rum and Nuka-Cola, served on a Victrola, from Boston down to Old Key West. It's a drink the GIs like best. Served on a Victrola, from Boston down to Old Key West. It's the drink the GIs like best.
I found a finger in my fiddle case, just sitting there, taking up space. It gave a wave or maybe a twitch, could be the draft or some old glitch. It wasn't mine, I checked to be sure. My hands were both in fine contour. It had a ring from 42 and smelled a bit like Mountain Dew. Oh, I found a finger in a fiddle case. It didn't scream, it showed no face. It didn't bleed, it didn't rot. It just kinda sat there in the slot. I called the mayor, I called my priest, I called my cousin, he's deceased. I called the sheriff, he just sighed, said best you let that finger ride. It tapped along to my afternoon tune, then pointed at nothing under the moon. My dog went blind, my soup turned black, but I kept the thing, I like its knack. Yes, I found a finger in my fiddle case. I take it now from place to place. It claps real soft when I play shows and flips folks off when no one knows. It don't complain, it don't demand. It just like sitting near the band. And though I don't know where it's from, it helps me bow real clean with thumb. So if you hear a scratchy grace, don't mind the grin upon my face. Just know I owe my lovely tone to a finger that won't leave me alone. I found a finger in my fiddle case with polished nail and dainty grace. So if you see one, tip your hat and never ever question that.
Dead channel on the TV glow. Steady calling and the moon hangs low. ain't no pink, oh, I ain't no red. I keep a Bible near my bed. I drink my coffee hot and black, and I keep a flag on my porch out back. But I say kids should all eat free, and your grandma ought to see a doc with ease. If you work all day, your house should stand, and the factory man should own the land. Ain't nothing red about free lunch, just good old sense and a down-home hunch. If there's food to share and mouths to feed, don't need no theory, just basic need. Don't call it Marx if it's on my plate. It's just biscuits, son, and a twist of fate. Now I don't trust unions, not the big kind, but I like when we strike in the boss's mind. I don't want no handout, sure, but I do want care I don't pay for. I think we all should get our slice, but only if we're working nice. And if my neighbors got it rough, we ought to pool a little stuff. Ain't nothing red about free lunch, just a helping hand and a grateful bunch. If the widow stove is out of coal, then pass the hat and fill the bowl. If the banker's mad, then we're doing it right. Ain't nothing red about beans tonight. Now Jim says things that don't repeat, but his logic's strong and his stew is sweet. He said, what if fair was how we live? And I said amen like a true conservative. I don't want Moscow, don't want Mao, but I do want bread and a fair plow. If Karen's red, then paint me bright. You don't call it left, sleep on the right. Ain't nothing red about free lunch, just love and beans and a working hunch. If we all pitch in, we all stand tall, and I still salute at the Legion Hall. Now hand me that tray and hush your hunch. There ain't nothing red about free lunch.
Sammy comes round, he don't say much, but he lays it down. He's got a little knife and a wicked grin. You let him in once and he'll stab again. They call him Stabbing Sammy from the south side street. He's quick with a poke and never skips a beat. He'll stab you slow, he'll stab you fast, and baby, once he's in, that thrill's gonna last. He was stabbing in the morning, stabbing late at night. Sammy had the rhythm and Sammy had a bite. They tried to throw him out of every town he knew, but he'd sneak back in and start stabbing you too. Stabbing Sammy, that man's got moves. He'll stab in the pantry, he'll stab on the roof. From Baton Rouge to Kalamazoo, he's got a line of ladies begging to get stabbed too. Need a rest, but she let him stab her clean through a Sunday dress. And Miss Jolene tried to lock her door, but he stabbed so sweet she begged for more. Now preachers preach and policemen chase, but Sammy always gets to second base. He don't need a car or a diamond ring, just give him room and let him do his thing. He was stabbing at the movie, stabbing on the train, stabbing in the alley when it started to rain. You could lock your legs across your arms, but Sammy's got a way to disarm your charm. Stabbing Sammy, he's a midnight breeze, stab with a whisper and a jar of grease. And if you're lucky when he stabs you twice, you see the stars and forget your life. So if you see a shadow with a switchblade smile, better fix your hair and wait a while. Sammy's coming and he's feeling bold, and baby, that stabbing never gets old.
wheezing, gasping for breath. My doc said, son, you're allergic to death. I said, that's not helpful. He gave me a stare, then said, also, my boy, you're allergic to air. I'm allergic to pollen and laundry sheets, to radio jingles and processed meats, to sunlight, starlight, gravity's pull, and the scent of a cat in a fancy carpool. I'm allergic to air, to the breeze in my hair, to invisible gases just floating out there. You can keep your spring and your summer flare, 'cause I pump right up if I even dare. I'm allergic to leather, I'm allergic to lace, to whispering secrets in outer space. I'm allergic to time and physical touch and political talk that's a little too much. Can't eat toast, can't pet dogs, can't read books near fire logs, can't go swimming, can't go flying, can't eat pie without first crying. I sneeze from laughter, hiccup from hugs, break out in hives from friendly bugs. My therapist said I should meditate, but I'm allergic to interstates. I'm allergic to air, to love and despair, to humid rooms and electric chairs. You can seal me up in a vacuum lair, but I'll still complain it's too sterile in there. So if you see me wrapped head to toe in tinfoil, cling wrap, and Velcro, don't wave hello, don't offer a prayer. I'm allergic to kindness and definitely air.
Sun popped like a flashbulb, sky went white. Got my baby in the bucket seat screaming, hold me tight. The dash lit up, got it going mad. Red line's rising and it's looking bad. Fuel tank's full and the road's still dry. Ain't got time to kiss the world goodbye. Gotta push this beast till the engine cries. Running from the rat, baby drive. We're running from the rat in a 51 Ford. Two white walls tearing up the Lord. Radiation burning up the dash. Atomic thunder's gonna turn us to ash. But we got chrome, we got style. Crank that V8, burn it wild. No fallout cloud gonna catch our eye. Running from the rat, side by side. Sirens blaring, town's gone still. Glowing horizon over yonder hill. Backseats bouncing with a shotgun case. Hot rod mercy in a drag race chase. Crank that knob to the rebel station. The DJ's gone, but he left salvation. Keep it fast, kid, don't look behind. Hell's on your tail, make good time. We're running from the rats with the top pulled down. Cruising past corpses and cratered ground. Bobby socks, leather jacket, lead line boots. Kicking up ash in a power chrome coupe. Laughing like sinners on Judgment Day. 'Cause we ain't dying in the usual way. No mushroom ghost gonna eat our pride. Running from the rats, side by side. Preacher don't need no prayer, just a pedal, a pistol, and nuclear flare. If the end's coming, we'll meet it loud. Front seat smooch with a radio cloud. We're running from the rats, and the sky's gone red. Tailpipe blowing, but we ain't dead. Scars on our hearts and dust in our teeth, but love and gasoline burn beneath. Fallout rain gonna wash this world, but I got my baby and her hair still curled. If this hot rod flies, let it fly with pride. Running from the rats. Running from the rats, running from the rats, side by side. Gonna be up, 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 I had 37 lovers from Cheyenne to Duluth. Some were sweet, some were mean, some were missing a tooth. They came and went
went like tumbleweeds and left me feeling blue. But the only one who never left was a goat named Lou. Lou don't talk, but Lou don't lie. Lou don't cheat, and Lou don't cry. He just chews my letters and stares at the moon and bleeps when I play Hank too soon. There was Clara in the canyon with a pistol in her bra. She took my boots and left me lost in Omaha. Then Tammy in Topeka gave my name to the law. But Lou just nodded and gnawed on a straw. I said, Lou, what's wrong with me? Why can't I keep a gal? He said, then ate my alimony mail. I've learned my lesson, now I see it true. A goat's love's honest and the rest just glue. "37 lovers and a goat named Blue. One broke my truck, but Lou pulled me through. When the women get wild and the rent comes due, I thank the stars for my goat named Lou."
Fancy laid on stone.
tried to sleep last night.
He tried,
But my heartbeat screamed in fright.
oh what a night.
Thought I saw the ceiling bleed.
Drip, drip, drip.
And the mirror said my name with speed.
Who said it flipped?
I wore my best suit to sit and stare.
He's looking fine.
The radio's off, but it's screaming air.
Not on the line.
The toast caught fire and the phone went dead.
What a day.
I screamed I'm fine while I hid under the bed. Panic, panic,
Oh Lord, he's spinning.
every day and every night.
No end, no beginning.
Panic, panic,
It's loud in his head.
nothing in the world feels right.
He'd rather be dead.
I breathe too fast, I sweat too much.
Oh yes, he does.
I flinch when someone says hello.
He's scared of love.
Panic, panic,
No calm inside.
and I've got nowhere left to go.
He lost a light.
The coffee talks and the shadows dance.
What did they say?
The postman winked and dropped his pants.
That ain't okay.
I whispered back, the skies pretend.
Skies made of blue.
Then locked myself inside again.
He's stuck like stew.
I wrote a list, then lost my pen.
Oh no, not that.
I blinked too slow, then screamed again.
He's gone in fast.
The curtains weep, the walls look wrong,
They're moving fast.
and all I've eaten is a fire tongue. Panic, panic,
Spin that head.
every time the shadows fall.
He hides instead.
Panic, panic,
A slow decay.
feels like I'm made of alcohol.
He melts all day.
I'm floating wrong, I'm standing weak.
He's out of line.
I cried into a drawer of spoons.
Not feeling fine.
Panic, panic,
There goes his grin.
and now I scream at full balloon.
Up goes the trip.
I was born in the hills near old Santa Fe, where the stars shine bright and the cattle don't stray. But there's one thing that keeps me up all night. It ain't the coyotes, it's a different fright. He's got eyes like coals and a hiss like steam, lurks in the dark like a half-dead dream. They say he came from the southern land, with a taste for livestock and a three-clawed hand. Chupacabra, please don't suck my goat. He's all I got, and he just learned to float. Built him a raft for the watering hole. Now you're creeping round with a heart full of coal. You took my sheep, you drained my cow, but please leave Billy, he's my best friend now. Sheriff said, son, that's a fairy tale, but the tracks were deep and the latch was nailed. The doc said, boy, it's probably rabies, but my goat don't bleed like the neighbor's babies. Last night I heard a snarl by the coop, then a slook, then silence, then one lone. Now I sit with a lantern and a loaded sling, singing lullabies and polishing string. Chupacabra, please don't suck my goat. He don't got much, just oats and hope. He's a scruffy fella with 2 left feet, but he listens real good and he smells real sweet. You took my pride and my prize so please, old monster, just spare me now. Chupacabra, get on out of here. Find another snack, maybe someone steer. Chupacabra, I ain't gonna gloat. Just please don't suck my goat.
With blood-wet hands and backyard jaws, the Lord looked down and turned away. A child like that don't learn to
But Betty's got a bunker and she ain't letting you in. She's got curtains made of lead and lace, a little fallout badge smiles at the bake sale, prim and thin, but Betty's got a bunker and she ain't letting you in. Oh, she's singing duck and cover while the neighbors hover, peeking through her hedges in a scandalous din. She's got rations for a decade, she's got a pin up of Ike, but if you knock when the bomb drops, Betty says take a hike. She's got maps of Russia in her drawers and a bat by the door just in case of yours. She'll hum God Bless with a patriotic spin, but Betty's got a bunker and she ain't letting you in. No kids, no dogs, no salesmen too, no space for the PTA or you know who. She's keeping her secrets neat and tight with a welcome mat that reads not tonight. So wave at her porch while she's checking her bins, count your blessings and your mortal sins. She's got canned peaches and a devilish grin, but Betty's got a bunker and she ain't letting you in. No sir, no ma'am, don't care who you've been, Betty's got a bunker and she ain't letting you
We keep a little list tacked up in the fridge of things you ought to do and things you never did, like don't touch the wires and don't lick the plug and never let Grandma dance on the rug. But most important, bold and red, don't feed Grandpa Capricorn, it said. We thought it was silly, a joke from the past, so we gave him some beans with his nighttime glass. He burped once, then twice, then growled real low, and his dentures jumped like a rodeo. Oh, don't feed Grandpa after 9. He gets a twitch in his one good eye. He starts speaking Latin and chasing the cat. He bit the remote and swallowed his hat. We locked the pantry, but it was too late. He howled at the moon and flattened the gate. He tap danced backwards through the hall, then tried to phone Eisenhower's skull. No, don't feed Grandpa after 9. He grows a beard in record time. He dug a tunnel to the neighbor's car and taught the blender to play guitar. We try to distract him with scrambled eggs, but he skittered away on all fours and pegs. He's in the walls now having a ball. Last we heard he's mayor of the crawl space hall. So take it from me, just toe the line. Don't feed Grandpa after 9, or you'll wake up wearing a skunk for a tie, singing barbershop with a lazy eye.
It started with a whisper in my RCA. He said my name like a sweet souffle. I thought it was a jingle or a record on repeat. But then he said, darling, ain't your shoes look neat? Next day in class, I turned the dial. Static cracked, then came that smile. He crooned, you look divine in plaid, Now I'm flunking math, but I'm radio glad. Don't touch that dial, it's my love line. He's humming sweet through the power line. From coast to coast, he's calling me through transistor waves and mystery. Don't tune him out or change that song. My heart's on air where it belongs. At the beach I tried to hide away, but the radio crooned, sugar, don't you stray. Even through the speakers at the Five and Dime, he said, I like the way you tap in time. Is he real? Is he near? Is he sitting in a booth with a soda and a sneer, or a voice in the wire caught in a loop? Either way I swoon when he says, hey, toot. Don't touch that dial, it's my love line. He's my long-distanced Valentine. No cables, cords, or fancy phone, just that silky voice I call my own. Keep your hands off that frequency, it's strictly tuned to little old me. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Don't touch. Do-do-do-do-do. Don't touch. Don't touch that dial. It's my love line. Love line.
begins to squeak when your soup turns cold and your socks go damp. There's a twinkle in the gaslight lamp. It's the prancing phantom, quick on his toes, tapping down the hallway in tattered clothes. With a tip-top hat and a monocle gleam, he does the Charleston through your dream. You can't lock doors when he's around. He slides through keyholes without a sound. He'll rearrange your pantry cans, then curtsy, spin, and clap his hands. The prancing phantom, he's quite a sight, waltzing on your windowsill at night. He hums a tune and sips your tea, then leaves his hat where your cat should be.
They say he once was a dandy lad who danced too hard and drove folks mad. He twirled so fast he left the earth, and now he haunts for all he's worth. The prancing phantom don't mean no harm, but he's got cold feet and buckets of charm. He'll jitterbug till the rafters groan, then vanish with a xylophone tone. He plays the spoons on your old man's chair, he braids your hair while you float midair. He taps on walls in a ragtime beat and signs his name with his dancing feet. So if your shoes go walking on their own and your gramophone starts to moan, don't be scared, just strike a pose. It's the prancing phantom in his ghostly clothes.
Well, she walks real slow with a cherry red purse, hair done high and a mouth that's worse. Every boy in town turns pale and mean when Tina hits the scene with her magazine. She's got a pistol snug in her nylon strap, a twitch in her hip and a temper to match. She laughs too loud, she drives too fast, and she once shot a jukebox clean in half. 10mm Tina don't make her mad. One little wink and it could go bad. She says she's just protecting her charm, but she nearly shot Bobby for touching her arm. She's packing heat in a floral dress. 10mm Tina girl's a high-strung mess. She cleared the floor when a sneeze made her hand twitch towards a drawer. The cotton candy man hit the ground, and the carousel horse don't spin no more now. I don't mean no harm, she said with a smile, but I got rights and a loaded profile. One night Joe tried to ask her to dance, but she reached for her hip like he'd pulled a lance. He hit the pavement with his arms up high. She said, oops, reflex, sugar pie. 10mm Tina, keep your cool. You're scaring the nuns and the boys at school. Mama said, don't you dare provoke her. Even Daddy wears a vest when he's playing poker. She's got more steel than the U.S. Mint. 10mm Tina, girl's a powder print. Tina, Tina, put it down. You don't need a gun at the soda lounge. Tina, Tina, take a breath. You almost scared poor preacher Jeff.
It started with blackjack and ended with bells. I had chips in my socks and a story that sells. The waitress winked twice, the sky turned to teal. Then I woke up wearing robes I could feel. My shoes were gone, my hair was long. There were candles and chanting and a suspicious gong. I said, hey fellas, what's the occasion? They said, brother Moonbeam, welcome to the station. I blacked out in Reno and woke up in a cult. Got a handbook, a ring, and a grape-flavored gulp. I was speaking in tongues about the cosmic goat and riding a llama in a sequin coat. Yeah, I blacked out in Reno and woke up divine with 25 wives and a chalk circle spine. One gal was Ruth from my old hometown. I said, Auntie, she said, shh, just bow down. They fed me beans from a glowing can and whispered secrets in the shape of a man. I said, is this a hotel or a holy mistake? And the guy with the gill said, you're already awake. I blacked out in Reno and joined the beyond. Now I dance in a circle and call frogs dawn. I pay my dues with a sacred yawn, and I've been fasting since Tuesday at dawn. I blacked out in Reno, but I found my place. They gave me a title and a fruit punch vase. So if you're in Reno and the drinks are cheap, don't trust a nap that goes too deep. I blacked out in Reno, and now I leave the sheep.
Bum-da-dum, bum-bop-bop-ba-la-da. Bop-bop-ba-la-da. The toes fell but side up today. I said, see, good luck is here to stay. Then I stepped on a rake, cracked a tooth in half. But that just proves my lucky path. That just proves his lucky path.
The doc said, son, your chart's all wrong, but my horoscope said I'd be strong. And when I fainted in the lobby floor, I knew the stars were right once more. That's just what I thought would happen. I knew it in my bones. If it proves me right, it's a holy sign. If it doesn't, well, I'll just move the line. 'Cause that's just what I thought would happen, exactly to the beat. When the facts don't fit, I just hum a bit and say, isn't that sweet? Yeah. My neighbor's house collapsed last night. He told me, man, this don't feel right. But I said, you wished for more fresh air, and now the wind goes anywhere. I saw a bat fly through the church. That confirms my Bible search. And when my shoe caught fire mid-walk, well, I did say life was hot with talk. That's just what I thought would happen. The signs are crystal clear. My mail came late, so I knew I'd thrive. Now I eat my soup with a spoon and a drive. Yeah, that's just what I thought would happen. It's destiny's design. The world agrees with me today, and when it doesn't, that's still a sign. Just what I thought, yes sir, right on the dot. Even when I'm wrong, I'm not.
There's a clown in the basement, I swear on my hat. He honks at night and he feeds the cat. He's got big shoes and a crooked stare, and I think he braided grandma's hair. I told my brother, he just scoffed. Too much cola now buzzing soft. But I hear a giggle when the furnace hums and the floorboards shake like circus drums. There's a clown in the basement, yes sirree. He's stacking chairs where the coals should be. He juggled rats and baked a pie that screamed my name as it blinked its eye. Mama says you've got a vivid mind, but who smeared makeup on the window blind? Dad says, kid, don't start no scene, then tripped on a balloon that said Eugene. There's a clown in the basement playing chess with a ventriloquist dummy in a wedding dress. They don't move much when the lights are on, but at 3 a.m. they hum a song. It's always the same, just one sad chord, then a squeaky laugh and a rubber sword. The fridge grows teeth, the floor turns red, and I found a rubber nose in my bed. There's a clown in the basement, I've seen his act. He juggled knives and they juggled back. The washing machine now smells like grease, and the radio begs me to call the police. I told the preacher, he just froze, said that's how my brother goes. So now I whisper, now I pray, but the honking comes anyway. There's a clown in the basement, he knows my name. He taps in Morse on the picture frame. If I vanish, just follow the trail of red balloons and a broken pail.
dancing down a Rosie's when the lights went low. Big band blowing, but the crowd froze cold. A hush hit the hall like a preacher's stare. Then he floated in, glowing eyes, jet black hair, feathers on his shoulders, wings 10 feet wide, looking like a shadow dressed up for a ride. No shoes, no smile, just a tilt of the head, and the jukebox crooned, boy, you're better off dead. He did the Mothman boogie, glide across the floor, hovering smooth like he'd done this before. Tapped his claw on the bandstand rail, and the trumpet let out a funeral wail. He spun Miss Ruby with a ghostly grin, said the end's coming, baby, better get your dancing in. Smoke curled up from his coat and shoes, then the clock struck 12 and the ceiling blew. Boogie with the Mothman, don't you cry. When he shows up, kiss the world goodbye. He's the last call on the end times train, with a suit made of static and a soul full of rain. He don't say nothing, just hums that tune of a world that'll vanish by the crack of noon. So shake your tail one last time, Jack, if you hear the flap and he ain't turning back. Now Rosie's gone and the town's gone too, but some nights I swear I can hear that groove in a wind that moans down a cinder street, with a beat like wings and a ghostly heat. Mothman boogie, take it slow, a little two-step at the end of the show. When the sky turns red and the ground goes black, you'll be glad you danced before we flapped on back.
Martha, my dear, I cherish you so. Your meat life's divine, your embroidery's slow. But lately I fear I'm starting to crack, because every night you yodel from the bath. The tile reflects your alpine cries, the rubber duck weeps, the loofah sighs. I tried to pretend it was just in my head, but even the pipes are begging you.
Yo ain't dead.
Martha, please stop yodeling in the tub. My nerves are worn thin, like a well-scrubbed grub. The neighbors are twitching, the cat's lost its mind, and the sponge tried to run, but got stuck from behind. I love a good tonight, my your flare. But bath time is not for the Swiss mountain air. My shaving cream quivers, my towels have fled, my comb joined a convent to silence its dread. I'm married for laughter, for joy, and for grace.
not to hear Ricola erupt in my place. So, darling, I ask on my bended knees, yodel in bed, or perhaps overseas. Martha, please stop yodeling in the tub. The echoes are plotting a plumber's revolt. I beg you in kindness, I plead in good faith, or I'll sleep in the yard with the sprinkler and
Yodelay, don't! No! Not the loofah again!
I've got a closet full of second chances, pressed and folded, stitched from old romances. But the one I wear each time it rains is lined with loss and perfume stains. She left a note beneath the butter dish, said love's no place to chase a wish. Now every evening when the lights go soft, I slip into sorrow, buttoned up and lost. Regret is a velvet coat I wear too often. It drapes so fine, it clings so tight, it whispers dreams I should have forgotten, but I still pull it on each night. My neighbors hear the ice cubes clink as I toast to her in gin and think of all the songs I never wrote, and how her name still lines this coat. It's tailored shame, it's stitched with grace, a perfect fit I can't replace. The sleeves hold size, the collar cries, and every step it memorized. Regret is a velvet coat I wear too often, not for fashion, not for show. It knows my shape, it knows what I've forgotten, but it still won't let me go.
sparkles at night. He glows in the dark and he lights up just right. He hums when he walks and he purrs when he grins, and I feel a bit dizzy when the twirling begins. He's missing some hair, but he's got lots of charm, and a third little thumb on his upper left arm. He don't wear cologne, just a curious scent, like a summer storm mixed with peppermint. Oh, I'm swooning and sighing, don't ask me why I'm in love with a radioactive guy. He showed up one night with a glimmering shoe, tipped his hat and said, how do you do? He don't cast a shadow, but he sure casts a spell, and I tingle all over when he rings my bell. He taps to the beat with a warm little hum, takes me to dances, and boy can he strum. He sings like a dream with a wavery tone, and his heart beats soft like a xylophone. Oh, I'm floating and twirling, stars in the sky. I'm in love with a radioactive guy. My sister says, darling, he's not quite right. I said, neither are you, and you're still polite. She says, he's glowing. I said, ain't that grand? There's not many fellas with a built-in lamp. I ain't looking for normal, I like it strange. I'm sweet on a fella, a little deranged. He's bright and he's warm and he makes me sigh. I'm in love with a radioactive guy.
I was born with a third eye blinking. The doctor screamed and dropped his drinking. Mama fainted, nurse took flight, and the preacher said, boy, that ain't right. Daddy lit up like a faulty fuse, said, that ain't mine, must be commie news. But I looked straight through the doctor's head, said, the war ain't cold, it's just misread. I was born with a third eye glowing like a lantern, high and dry. I see ghosts in the barn and spies in the creek, and I read your soul when you try to speak. Mama cried, but I understand, 'cause Daddy blamed the power plant. They say my grandpa used to fish upstream. Now the trout have teeth and a radar beam. Ate our mailbox, chased the hound. Now we don't hang wash when the moon comes round. Schoolhouse called me every stock, tried to poke my eye with the measuring clock, but I blinked once slow and the lights went dark. Now the teacher draws breath in Morse code marks. I was born with a third eye swaddled in gamma and lemon pie. I hear the mailman thinking wrong, and I hum in tune with the neutron song. Mama prayed, but I took a stand. Said, Daddy, it's the power plant. Cast shadows, I don't cast doubt, but I can see when your brain leaks out. They sent men in suits, one blink and they froze. Then I read their plans through their government clothes. I was born with a third eye, didn't ask, didn't fib, didn't lie, but I see too much and I glow at night. So the feds took note and dimmed the light. Mama wept and I understand, but Daddy, he still blames the power plant.
was sitting at the Legion Hall just minding my own beer when a fella took the stage with a star-spangled sneer. He belted out a number loud and grim, a boot-stomping ballad called Damn You, Communist Jim. Folks all cheered, they hollered, play it again, but I saw a shifty flicker in the eye of that man. He cursed old Jim like a tried and true Yank, but I noticed his wallet had a Moscow bank. I think the guy who wrote that song might be one too. He knew the party line better than red, white, and blue. He spit on old Jim, but the phrasing was tight, like he's been to some meetings late at night. He waves that flag like it's paying rent, but I think he's hiding a 5-year plan under that tent. Now I ain't saying I support old Jim, but this whole production's feeling kinda dim. He wrote 8 verses about the evils of red, then rhymed solidarity with the working dead. He said Jim's a traitor and a no-good rat, but he sure seemed moved while singing all that. And his band was tight and eerily pale, like they learned to jam at a KGB jail. I think the guy who wrote that tune might wear red socks, keeps his cash in tins and distrusts Fort Knox. He claims he's a patriot, tried and true, but he's got quotes from Trotsky carved in his shoe. He's louder than bombs and twice as slick. I think he's read more Engels than old Jim ever did. He sang about freedom with a tear in his eye, but slipped into Russian when he said goodbye. Yeah, Jim's a pinko, no doubt in my mind, but the man with the banjo might be worse in kind. Too much flag, too little sense. He calls it defense, I call it pretense. So next time he belts that old Jim hymn, ask yourself who's really singing for him.
I was riding slow through the mesa shade, me and old Dusty, my pal since the 4th grade. We'd seen bar fights, blizzards, and busted knees, never nothing quite like what I seen. The sky turned bright like a kerosene flare, and the wind stopped cold in the desert air. Then a hum came down like a ghostly choir, and up he rose on a beam of fire. They took my horse, those little green men, snatched him clean from the canyon bend. He neighed one time as he floated away, and I ain't heard a whinny to this day. He kicked at the light with his 2 hind shoes, then vanished up in that saucer's blue. I dropped my jaw and I dropped my chew, and I hollered, Lord, what am I supposed to do? They took my horse, those little green men, left me crying on the range again. They didn't want gold, they didn't want me, they just wanted Dusty for their galaxy. Now I sit by the fire with my flask and my shame, and I call his name, but it ain't the same. I bought a new mare, she's fine, I suppose, but she don't stomp right, and her tail don't pose. They took my friend, my saddle sold, the last true thing this old world stole. Now I drink my beans and I curse the sky, and I wonder what makes a horse fly. They took my horse, those little green men, and I swear I'll never ride again unless they bring him back with a thank you note, or I rope that ship with a lightning bolt.
They said the room was half past dead, but I see roses raining red. I see a dame in a velvet hat, tossing love like an acrobat. You say they're booing, I say they're shy. They're crying tears, just ask my tie. And though the waiter just unplugged the mic, I'm killing it, baby, just like I like. Can't hear you over the applause in my head. The crowd's going wild, though they all fled. They're screaming my name in a silent roar and begging me back for 40 more. That tomato you threw was love in disguise, and the bouncer who winced had tears in his eyes. You call it a flop, I call it art. You call it delusion, I call it heart. You think I'm done, oh, not quite yet. This encore's soaked in my finest sweat. So cue the lights, drop the gin. Let's do the big one once again. Can't hear you over the applause in my head. Though the piano's gone and the drummer's dead, the ghost of fame still tugs my sleeve, and I ain't leaving, you'll have to believe. So one last bow with a phantom grin to the roaring crowd that lives within.
Kids win this and down by the bend, choosing paths but no dead end. The fairy said he seen a man, pale as ash, with a Bible in hand. He preached to the paladins and the driftwood bones, voice like thunder through the undertones. Said the river knows what men forget, and the river never pays its debt. River's got a mouth too, wide and cruel, swallows secrets, babs at fools. It listens close and hums at night, repeats the sermons out of sight. get you back. A wet nightmare. So don't toss stones where the river's black, and don't speak names, it might give back. The water listens deep and true, and it's learned a lot from you.
I once loved a sailor. He was handsome and tall, but his pantry was empty, no canned goods at all. He brought me a flower. I said, "What's this for?" "If it ain't powdered eggs, then show yourself the door." I'll marry anyone with rations, spam or sardines, I ain't picky on passions. A fella with crackers and coffee in tow can sweep me away like a G.I. Joe. I'll marry anyone with rations, beans in a can and controlled portions. If love is a battlefield, then sugar's the prize, and I'll say I do for a crust and some pies. He don't need muscles, he don't need charm. If he's hoarding cheese, I'll take his arm. A man with meat is a man indeed, and if he's got lard, then I've got need. We don't want diamonds, we don't want pearls. Give us soup tokens, boys and girls. Romance is fine, but so is a stew, and ration stamps make a gal say woo. I'll marry anyone with rations, bonus points for a secret stashing. A kiss is sweet, but not like jam, so I'll take the man with the government hand. I'll marry anyone with rations. Don't need vows, just your canned provisions. They say love is blind, and maybe it's true, but I smell spaghetti, and that might be you. So bring me your tins and your coupons too, and baby, I'll ration my heart to you.
They flew us out on a company plane, said the water was fine, didn't mention the rain. Got a lei on my neck and a badge on my chest, said drink up, relax, we'll handle the rest. The hostess wore a dress made of fallout mist. Her smile was chrome and her touch was a twist. The band played soft on a molten shore while the tide came in through the bamboo floor. It's a luau at ground zero and the sky's aglow. There's a glow in my drink and a hum below. The roast pig grins with a second snout, and the pineapple sings when you squeeze it out. Yeah, it's lays and lies where the palm trees bend at the luau.